It's 2014. You wake up, go straight to your computer, and open up the leaderboards. That same familiar name is still at the top, HVic225. He's been the #1 player for months, with the gap between him and second place growing daily. You can't help but wonder how long he'll be at the top spot. You know it wouldn't be for long if Cookiesy ever came back. He's been banned for almost a year now, and people wonder if he would ever return. The lingo is thrown around plenty, but he genuinely was treated like a god. A player with such untouchable skill and such mysterious aura just seemed unimaginable. His ban left a void of doubt in the community, and many wondered if he would ever come back again and show how untouchable he truly was. At least the PP system works now. I mean, the old PPV1 system was flawed. It just didn't know how difficult a play truly was. Instead, it rewarded PP based on leaderboard positions regardless of the map's difficulty, leading many to farm easier maps to climb the global ranks. Serious players turned to the OSUTP website developed by Tom94, which calculated score difficulty much more accurately. Luckily, Peppy started working with Tom and released a refined version of OSUTP, which was rebranded to PPV2. You scan the leaderboards for a specific name, Rafis, a rapidly improving DT player. He's been climbing the ranks rapidly for the past few months, though he has been stuck at the same place for a while. You were interested every day on if he would climb. You find his name still stagnating at rank 8. In your head, you think that he's just another farmer who played more maps and has already peaked. He will probably drop ranks soon. Next, you check YouTube. Top player replays are few and far between. There are no dedicated replay channels, only scores by well-known players like Guruchi or the Leva make it to YouTube. Most top players upload scores to their personal YouTube channels, that is if they upload at all. Social media presence among top players is virtually non-existent. A decade from now, every single person in the top 50 will have some form of public social media. But for now, if they didn't have a social media presence, they're nothing more than a name on a leaderboard. Content creators are equally rare, the best content being Osu gameplay with oversized hand cams done by players like Wubblewolf, Hable, or FunOrange. Meanwhile, BTMC is doing this.
Hello everyone, my name is V.
You then browse r/Osu game on Reddit. The subreddit is mostly posts asking for help or sharing personal milestones. There are a few score posts, which are limited to YouTube links from popular players. They are typically screen recorded replays or spectator footage. Finally, you head to Twitch. Streamers range across the skill spectrum, and viewers often tune in for personalities or to track their progress. A few top players, like Happystick and Azer, stand out with their high-level gameplay and engaging streams. Twitch has become one of the most accessible ways for Osu players to interact with each other. There isn't such thing as a major hub where you could just talk to anyone you wanted. You relied on Skype, TeamSpeak, or the Osu forums to directly connect with others. Twitch's rise in the Osu scene offered a fresh way for you to meet people and keep up with the community. Groups exist in small overlapping bubbles where everyone knows everyone else. Finding new people is challenging since social platforms aren't that cohesive between each other. This keeps interactions localized. After some time spent browsing and chatting, you close the browser and click on the Osu icon, ready to play. Osu boots up and you look through your maps. The new star rating system is pleasant, since before, the system capped around 5 stars and didn't mean anything to anyone. Difficulty and star rating had a logarithmic relation, so harder a map actually was, the slower the star rating increased. That led to many actual hard maps getting underweighted star ratings. Instead, people used actual difficulty names, like Hard or Insane, to eyeball how hard a map was. They also just memorized what the hardest maps were, like Image Material, Freedom Dive, or Rainbow Dash like Scrolls. But with the new system, you now had a somewhat accurate way to tell the difficulty of a map. After you warm up, your friend DMs you on Skype. He had finally reached 5-digit after 2 weeks of playing. It wasn't that big of a deal, since 6-digit was almost non-existent then. You needed less than 1000 overall PP to get out of it. For you were almost 3-digit, which required around 4600 PP. Regardless, your friend is happy, and seeing your friend succeed motivates you. After congratulating him, you look for a map to farm. Eventually, you remembered that a different friend suggested you to play Setting Sail Coming Home, which he played the hard diff with double time to get a 110 PP play to get into 4-digit. He said the top diff was relatively easy, so you try it out. UFC on your 3rd try, getting a 200 PP play to get into 3-digit. You're very happy that your 500 hours of playing finally paid off, and you feel a well-earned sense of pride. Now comes your next goal, breaking the top 500, though it's a daunting challenge. The competition only grows tougher every second that passes, with players improving daily and climbing the ranks, pushing the goalposts for rank thresholds higher and higher. To climb any further, you know you have to be far ahead of the curve. Suddenly, you can't help but think what's coming for the future. What will the PP record be like in a decade? Will someone have 1000 by then? At the same time, the human limit has to be near. I mean, the PP record right now is HVIC's remote control play for 550 APP, and that's already blazing fast. We can't push that much further than that, right? Maybe somewhere around 700 PP is the human limit. Speaking of HVIC, would anyone even catch up to him in 10 years? He's just so dominant he could easily still be number 1 a decade from now. What about rank thresholds in the future? Your rank is already quite high. There is no way you would be vaulted back that many ranks with 4600 PP. But at the same time, the future is unpredictable. There could be some crazy technology that comes out that allows people to get 2000 PP plays with ease, or a renaissance of Asian kids that can full combo Centipede, or even a big exploit in the PP system that doubled everyone's PP. The future is unpredictable, and reality often surpasses our craziest predictions. The meta will evolve, boundaries will continue to be pushed, and the community will grow as long as there are people passionate enough for the task. And as long as you do your part, you will help in writing another unwritten chapter for Osu. But that's for another time. You're done playing for now.
See you next time.